Hello friends, welcome to Insights ICANN Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about India-Myanmar relations. Okay, of course, this particular topic is mainly regarding the free movement across the India-Myanmar. One state in India, that is Manipur, is demanding that this free movement should be revoked completely or at least stopped temporarily. Now, before we go in further details, first let's see the syllabus mapping. It is related to General Studies Paper 2. IR, International Relations, where it comes under the specifically bilateral relations. Video components. In this video, we are going to discuss about why this particular, free movement regime, why it is in news. We can call it as FMR, why FMR is in news, and how this FMR is related to India-Myanmar border, and what are the concerns along this border, India-Myanmar border, like infiltration, and porous border. Because of that, even drugs and weapons, these kind of issues are there. Then what is the meaning of this FMR? Then rationale behind why we included this FMR originally, what was the idea behind this. Then we will discuss about if we revoke this FMR, what is going to be effect on the people of both sides, Manipur and Mizoram. Because Mizoram is more favorable for this FMR, but Manipur is, so against to that. Now tell me students, whether the Manipur is enjoying the protection under 6th schedule or not. Whether Manipur is enjoying the 6th schedule protection or not. Answer. Okay. Now here you can see with Myanmar, Indian states such as Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. These are all the states which are sharing border with Myanmar. Okay. That means it's a quite, large border area. We'll see why it is in news. So which state government? Manipur government is demanding that. To whom? Union government. To stop permanently regarding the FMR, free movement regime across the India-Myanmar border. What is this actually, this free movement regime? What does it mean? It means, when there was a border agreement happened between the Myanmar and India, it was way back in 1800s. At that time, people were never consulted. So that means people with same tribes, same ethnicity, they were divided. But later, they were having concerns. They have to visit their relative's house. They have to visit their agriculture land on the other side of the border. To prevent all these issues, we given certain buffer zone. Okay, we will discuss about that. Up to this buffer zone, you can go to Myanmar and Myanmar person can come to India. This is the FMR, free movement regime. Now Manipur wanted that to be revoked. Okay, I will see this India-Myanmar. Now let's see we'll try to understand the geographical border perspective. The border length between the India and Myanmar is 1643 kilometers. And the border states Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. If you look at here, the state with highest border is Arunachal Pradesh. And next highest is the Mizoram. That's the reason I am saying Mizoram is favorable to this FMR. Even they arrange the camps also for the refugees who are coming from Myanmar. You have to understand why the refugees are coming from Myanmar. If you remember a little bit, in Myanmar, Aung San Suu Kyi government, which was democratically elected, it was replaced by the military government. Now the military junta is ruling Myanmar. Lot of human rights violations are going on. So they are coming to India side. And Mizoram is that is the reason behind Mizoram's establishment of the refugee camps. Out of the 1643 kilometers, almost all 1472 kilometers demarcated, means drawn clearly, and the undemarcated one only very few areas. That region consists of Lohit region, which is present in Arunachal Pradesh, Kaba Valley, which is present in Manipur. This is the only part where both India and Myanmar, we did not come to the terms regarding the border, except that the entire border was demarcated. Concerns along the border. Why? States like Manipur, they want to revoke this FMR. Reason? Number one, separatist tendency is going on. You know that separate Naga Ilam demand is there. So the separatist secession from India, the separatist movement is happening because of the people coming from that area to this area. And insurgency is increasing. And these insurgents sometimes they are having their political backup, their economic backup, and their logistical support from the other side, that is from Myanmar, and they are operating in India by using all that kind of support. There is a reason state governments are unable to control them. Then obviously, what you will go for? You will go for AFSPA. When AFSPA is there, obviously sometimes human rights violations are also happening. You know that Aram Sharmila fought against AFSPA. And one more thing, here you have to understand, the area Laos, Thailand and Myanmar, the tri-junction, this tri-junction popularly known as Golden Triangle on the east side of Asia. It's very popular for drugs. And these drugs which are, like harvesting in this part, they're transporting through Myanmar and they're trying to introduce into Northeast. It is going to affect a lot on the Indian youth because India is claiming demographic dividends. Narcotic smuggling from Golden Triangle of drugs. So drug trafficking from Myanmar is also one of the concern. Then I told you some concerns so far, and what are the initiatives taken by Union government in this regard to reduce apprehensions. Number one, security force beefed up. We improved the security forces and we have dedicated security force along this border that is known as Assam Rifles. They are popularly known as Friends of Northeast People. Friends of Northeast People. At one point of time, when Assam Rifles when they were posted in the present day Manipur, before we got when it was UT, at that time Manipur people expressed their apprehension against the Assam Rifles also. To reduce their apprehension, Government of India, even they came up with the inner line permits. And in some other states, they came up with the idea of autonomous district councils also. Okay. And these modern weapons we are using at the borders, unarmed aerial vehicles like drones, battlefield surveillance radars, laser range fighter, and the integrated checkpost also we are improving. That means our checkposts also strengthened. You might have known that the Farsi web series, you might have seen that this counterfeit currency coming from this Myanmar border to India. So it happens. Okay, and so regularly we have to ready to face this kind of challenges. Border fencing is going on always. Comprehensive border infrastructure project along the India-Myanmar and border area development program BADP, which is taken by MHA. In exam point of view, you have to remember it is not comes under defense. It comes under Ministry of Home Affairs, all this internal security. So these are some of the initiatives from Government of India to ensure the safety and security of the people across the border. Free movement regime, what is? Already I explained you the crux. Let's go into the details. This free movement regime, it allows 16 kilometers. That means if you are living within 16 kilometers of the India-Myanmar border, you can go to either sides. If you are living on the Indian side, you can go to Myanmar side up to 16 kilometers. And if you are a Myanmar citizen, you can come to India up to 16 kilometers. This buffer zone was given. Why it is given? Because at the time of this border was demarcated, at that time people opinion were not taken into consideration. Because of that, so many families which are having the similarity in terms of culture, ethnicity, they were being affected. The 16 kilometers, you have to remember, the 16 kilometers, they can travel without visa. It is mainly as a part of the India's lookist policy. Of course, after our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi came into power, it translated into actist policy. You know that. So this British India and Myanmar land border, it was demarcated in 1826. 1826. And one more thing you have to remember, students, through which act Burma separated from India? Through which act of British India Burma separated from India? Tell the answer. Next, I already explained what is the need of this, and few states are criticizing why. The current situation. Presently, this free regime movement, it is not operating because of few reasons. Number one, due to the COVID. After the COVID pandemic, there were severe restrictions imposed on the people, especially across the nation, who are traveling across the nation. A second thing is, as I said earlier in the video, in Myanmar, the nature of government changed. The democratic government replaced with military government. Now the military government becoming so totalitarian in nature. So we cannot rely on how this government behave. That is the reason we stopped this free movement regime since 2020. Okay, and even it's suspended September 2022 also. After COVID been, like the restrictions are relaxed after that, then Government of India again this suspended, this FMR suspended because of the government change in Myanmar. Then issues raised by CM of Manipur. What are the issues? Number one, Manipur is saying that permanently stop this one. And they are also demanding some other things such as National Register for Citizens. Why the National Register for Citizens is required? Because Manipur government strongly believing that so many illegal migrants came from Myanmar to India. They have to be identified. That identification process must be with the NRC, like what we discussed regarding the Assam. Then, so deployment of security force also, Chief Minister was saying that security forces, because of the 16 kilometers buffer, security forces are 16 kilometers away from the border, not the border. That is also one of the issue, because at the border security forces are not required. People are coming and going each other. So security forces, rather than at the border, they are present 16 kilometers inwards of India. Because of that, you are allowing the infiltration up to 16 kilometers. That is also one of the logic raised by Manipur. And the issue of refugees and illegal migrants. Since the military coup, since the government change in Myanmar, majority of the people who belong to the group of Kuki and Chin people, they migrated. They migrated majorly to Manipur as well as Mizoram. To Manipur around 4,000 migrants been there, whereas Mizoram 40,000 migrants migrated from that side, Myanmar. Even Mizoram government established these refugee camps also. Refugee camps. Manipur government, even they set up a committee to identify these illegal migrants. They identified, after the figures, 2,187. And in 2022 alone, around 5,500 illegal migrants, they were caught and they've been sent back. So now Manipur government wanted that this FMR regime should be revoked. But what experts are saying that it is not a good idea to revoke this FMR. Rather, it should be more regulated so that we can put some additional safety and security measures, and we can reduce this kind of all the negative consequences due to FMR. That is some of the experts' opinion. Because revoking FMR entirely not favored by the local, and they may be get away from government confidence. What is the way forward this? India has to tackle this issue like a very popular analogy, killing the snake without breaking the stick approach. Our focus should be more on revising FMR and regulating FMR and take coercive measures against the illegal migrants rather than losing confidence among the people. So strict vigilance by deploying the border guards as per the requirements is the need of the hour. This is the way forward. Then, yesterday's weekly current issues video questions. First question. Its question is regarding the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. The answer is second one. Two statements are there. First statement, it is not in the Andhra Pradesh, and second statement is right. Next question. It is regarding the Samudra Prahari. It is related to what? It is related to pollution control vessel. Next, Barak tank. Israel already yesterday given a hint also, because we importing Barak missile from Israel. So there is no surprise that Barak tank is from Israel. Simbex. Simbex is obviously Singapore and India bilateral navy exercise. What is the primary objective of Operation Sajaj? Coastal security drill. Then let's see today's video question. Okay, so already answer is there here itself. In the Mekong Ganga Cooperation, an initiative of 6 countries, which of the following are not participant? Even though the answer was revealed, at least try to check this Mekong Ganga Cooperation. What is it? And which country is involved in this cooperation? Mains. India's Northeast region is already main pillar of the Act East policy, but can also be a component of Indo-Pacific policy. So Northeast is having importance in 2 policies. not only the look east policy, even the Indo-Pacific policy. Comment on this particular idea. Okay, as we reach to the end of this video, let us revise quickly. In this video, we mainly discussed about what is this free movement regime, in which state is having some concerns, and what are the challenges because of this FMR, why it's brought into this place, and what are the suggestions. So far, what are the actions taken by Government of India? And we also discussed about this, the border between India and Myanmar. So this is the detailed analysis regarding the free movement regime between India and Myanmar.